There's moments in life I find where you really gotta just put your foot on the fucking pedal and you gotta keep going. You gotta just take shit, you gotta eat shit, and you just gotta fucking deal with it. I find there are also times you gotta step back and you gotta really think and you gotta take your time, you gotta make sure it's the right move, you gotta make sure that incentives are aligned. And I think it pays great importance to be aware of what phase you're in. Currently, I'm going through a very much foot on the pedal, aggressive approach. Making sure the sales team is absolutely on point. I've got a free video course that I'm creating for people who are looking to lose weight in a very time efficient way, specifically for men, but women can do it too. And there's a lot of effort that is required to get that done and obviously manage other things. And there's just some things in life that you got to say no to. There's minutes that you can't waste. So having that awareness, when you know what phase you're in, you can have peace of mind. If you're anyone like me, you want to make sure that everything is close to perfect as possible, that you've covered all banks. And your mind can really run for a very long time trying to make sure everything's done. But I find the danger in that is that you can start wasting time on things that just aren't important. So if you're anything like me, if you're anyone like me, what I find to be helpful is to really know what are the most important needle movers in your life right now. And just make sure that you can really simplify those things, not spread yourself too thin. For me, it's making sure that the sales, that whole system is good. It's making sure that I am constantly serving my clients, serving you, serving the world, making sure that I'm doing this, and then also creating content. Sales, service, content. These three things. Every day I ask myself, have these been done efficiently? If it's a yes, I can sleep peacefully at night, even if I've missed some things. Because right now, I prioritize. I know what's moving the needle forward. So when you have that feeling of overwhelm, and I noticed I was doing that, I was writing too many things. This has to be done, this has to be done, this has to be done. And I'm like, I was trying to think of every variable on things that just weren't that important right now. It's not that they're not important, but right now they're not the most urgent. And when you're trying to do it all right now, because sometimes you feel impatient, which I definitely have experienced, you end up doing none well at all. You may as well just do 1, 2, or maybe 3 things extremely well right now, than try to do it all and spread yourself thin. So I found that to be really helpful. In my period of time right now, action, 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 action. A couple weeks back, it was no action, it was thinking. So just be aware and really learn how to prioritize. Don't spread yourself too thin. A lot of people actually need to take more on, I would say. But if you're taking on a lot and you're feeling spread too thin, you need to sit back, maybe not work so hard right now, and look at the big picture. Because when you're working in the thing, you can't step out and look at the big picture. You're blindsided. You got tunnel vision. But if you can take a step back and look at the big picture, okay, all right, I'm going to take this route. And I'm going to do that until I hit this point. And then from that point, I can take a step back and then reevaluate again. And that's why you go down that tunnel vision, being specific for a period of time, focusing on certain things. When you exit that tunnel, you can now, okay, look from that point, where do I go? Most important thing, and course correct. But you're only going down one tunnel at a time, focusing on specific things in that tunnel. So make sure they're really important things that you're dedicating your limited time on every single day. Things that are really moving the needle forward. Because if you can do that consistently enough, you will create amazing results. But if you try to do too much too quick for a long period of time, you have mediocre results in all of them. Sure, there are exceptions, but you understand the point. And most of the time I find this to be true. I've tried doing a lot at once. It's tough. It's not that it can't be done, but there's a limit. And you'll know your limit once you've pushed it a few times. And I've pushed it very frequently. And I'm very aware of that. So that's why there's some people who leave out some minor details. They might not message to some things. Like I barely even, there's a lot of messages I don't reply to anymore. It's just, it's not worth the time right now. And that's because I have very clear intentions and priorities. There's certain people that I respond to, there's certain things that I do, and there's other things, there's nothing personal, it's just not important right now. It's not where my mind is at. And I think this is a great skill set to learn and develop. It's a great habit to do. Because when you can channel your focus, you can really create with intention. When you can create with intention, over a long enough time horizon, you can create something big. But you need that intention and you need clarity. If you spread too thin, it's just going to look like an absolute mess. Yeah. Even tonight, there's so many more things that I could be doing. But filming this video calls, make sure calls are covered, creating this content now at the end of the day, making sure the clients are on point, all of them have been responded to. Content, sales, service, it's all covered. Obviously, taking care of yourself is a given. I never neglect that. I do my workout in the morning. So that is something that I highly recommend you habitualize as soon as possible. So it requires zero thought power. Obviously in the beginning it will, but the free course I'm creating will really help. It'll really help you with that. It's for people who are in that situation, finding it overwhelming. So stay tuned. I recommend getting on that once I release it. So yes, habitualize your health so that you can then focus on the needle movers in your life. And also pay 100% attention to them. If you're not healthy, you don't have optimal energy levels, mental clarity, it's extremely hard to sustain strong output for your business, for your career, for your family every day. You have impatience, you're snapping at people, you're severing relationships, making bad decisions work-wise, not getting enough done. It's terrible. You got one vehicle, which is your body, you're putting shit fuel into it, don't expect it to run well. Simple as that. Treat it well. And then everything else will function to then do well and build off of that. It's part of the foundation, your health. And once you got that, that might even be one of your priorities in the beginning actually. It might be habitualize health. Health, wealth, relationships. Okay, boom. But you gotta have very clear things of what you want to achieve in those things, in those pillars. So it could be improve relationship with mom, with dad, with sister, wife, partner. It's got to be specific enough. Yeah, but I always like to simplify. Because when it's simple, and again, you're someone like me, it gives a bit more mental clarity and peace to sleep at night. If you can sleep well at night, you can get more done the next day.